We know what elements from outside attempted to engineer this. The Zionist regime bears direct and full responsibility for what has occurred in this regard.
And similarly, the Americans, with the statements that they have made, and by promoting violence and promoting the massacre that they have carried out.
Russia agrees with Yatan.
Separated now.
Tabriz. I must express my serious security concerns about playing today's match with my team in Qazvin.
You all?
I leave it to God.
We know what elements from outside attempted to engineer this. The Zionist regime bears direct and full responsibility for what has occurred in this regard.
And similarly, the Americans, with the statements that they have made, and by promoting violence and promoting the massacre that they have carried out.
You asked, preemptive operation is not currently on our agenda. Now, we do not seek war, but we are fully prepared for it. We are even more prepared than before the last war. And the reason is clear. The best way to prevent war is to be prepared for it and to ensure our enemies do not miscalculate again.
At the same time, just as
A negotiation that is a serious and genuine one, not merely giving orders or dictating terms. Dictating, unfortunately, is the common practice and characteristic of some countries. Therefore, they decided to completely change their strategy. This time, instead of launching attacks from outside, they began to carry out terrorist operations from within the country.
Indeed.
They convert the people's cause of dissatisfaction into terrorist cells and link them to terrorist organizations and escalate the level of violence and unrest in the country, perhaps to create the conditions for foreign military intervention would be made possible. And this too was yet another serious miscalculation.
I have complete mastery at this very moment.
Our security forces are present in all cities of the country. We also possess intelligence dominance. Very valuable information has been obtained from terrorist elements operating within the country and their collaborators in foreign nations. We know in which countries the design meetings have taken place, and we will disclose that information at the appropriate time.
Iran has issued one of its strongest warnings yet to the United States. While saying negotiations are still possible, Tehran is making it very clear. Iran says it is fully prepared for war. With protests raging inside the country and military threats rising from Washington, the question now is, are we heading toward another major conflict in the Middle East? Speaking to foreign ambassadors in Tehran, Iran's foreign minister Abbas Araghchi delivered a powerful message broadcast on state television. He said Iran does not want war, but warned that the country is ready to defend itself if necessary. The Islamic Republic of Iran is not seeking war, but is fully prepared for war. Araghchi also said Iran remains open to negotiations with the United States, but only if talks are based on mutual respect, equal rights, and fairness. In short, Iran says diplomacy is possible, but it will not accept threats or pressure. These comments come after U.S. President Donald Trump signaled a tougher stance toward Tehran. Trump said his administration is closely monitoring the situation and is considering what he called very strong options. Speaking aboard Air Force One, Trump revealed that the U.S. military is actively reviewing the situation and that he's receiving hourly reports on developments inside Iran. However, Trump stopped short of saying when or how the United States might act.
There seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Iran called to negotiate. Yesterday, the leaders of Iran called. They want to negotiate. I think they're tired of being beat up by the United States. Iran wants to negotiate, yes.
Negotiate what?
We may meet with them. I mean, a meeting is being set up. But we may have to act because of what's happening before the meeting.
Right.
But a meeting is being set up. Iran called. They want to negotiate. Thank you very much, everybody.
Meanwhile, Iran has been rocked by widespread protests since late December, driven by economic hardship and public frustration. A US-based human rights group claims that nearly 500 protesters have been killed, dozens of security personnel have died, and more than 10,000 people have been arrested. Iranian officials reject foreign reports and accuse outside forces of fueling the unrest. Iran's foreign ministry describes the situation as a terrorist war against the Iranian people and claims armed foreign elements are targeting civilians. Tensions are even higher because of what happened last year. In June, the United States carried out airstrikes on 3 major Iranian nuclear facilities, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, during a brief but intense Iran-Israel conflict. That operation pushed US-Iran relations to one of their lowest points in years. Now, with fresh warnings on both sides, fears of escalation are growing once again. Despite the harsh rhetoric, Iran says communication channels with the United States are still open, including indirect talks through Switzerland. Iranian officials insist they remain committed to diplomacy, but only if negotiations are not one-sided or dictated by Washington. At the same time, Trump says he's exploring ways to restore internet access in Iran, adding another layer of complexity to an already tense situation. So here's where things stand. Iran says it's ready for talks, but it's also ready for war. The United States is watching closely and weighing its next move. Will diplomacy calm the situation, or is the region heading toward another dangerous showdown?
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.